how to live on a fixed income. That's what I want to talk about today. Um, it's difficult, but it's something that can be done if you take the right steps. So, I'm going to outline a couple of things that you could do to make it easier for someone as myself to live on a fixed income. You have to let go of some things, you have to make some changes, some adjustments to the way that you live. You don't have room for any frivolity. You don't have room for any excess. What you do have is just the ability, according to the amount that you have, to live, on a fixed income. So, a couple of things I want to point out. One thing that you should do that I have been doing for the last 5 years is to put everything on auto pay. Now I know this is doesn't sit well with a lot of people because auto pay does have its drawbacks. But the reason why I say this is because it helps you maintain a stable pay scale. If you're like me, you have a propensity to forget, and I'm 66 years old, so I do forget some things. And so that, can be a detriment if you're trying to live on a fixed income and trying to offset any credit card payments that may become overdue because of you forgot. So that's the first thing. Second thing you must do or should do, as my suggestion, is to get a banking app. Get your banking app. Now, a lot of people my age or older don't necessarily like applications, because, it might be beyond their understanding, of it, And so if you don't want to do that, then you can go, boots on the ground, go to your banking institution and keep track that way. Third thing you could do is to get a credit managing app. Now, there's a couple of different ones out there. I'm particularly using one called Credit Karma. And so there, you can keep your eye on everything all in one spot. You don't have to traverse through the internet trying to find out different things about this account or this credit card. And so with that, I have my mortgage information, my credit card information, any equity that I may have building up in my home, loans that I may have, and all that is in one spot. The reason why I say this, you have to put everything in proper perspective. You have to be able to keep your eyes on everything. And so living on a fixed income is something, this will help you to do that. And the reason why I say that is because if you have everything lined properly, if your auto pays, if you got a different credit cards and you have them on auto pay, they won't be delinquent or fall behind in payments because that in turn makes you look good to the creditors because you're not falling behind in your payments and you're keeping current. And so, what a creditor looks for is someone who can stabilize themselves in the midst of this particular economy that we're in right now in 2025. So, you have to be able to navigate that, and so this shows a sense of stability. And so that looks good to a creditor if they're considering you for a loan or for a new credit card. This looks good to them. So the fact that you have it on auto pay and that you stay established is good for you. And so also, don't forget that I'm living on a fixed income. It is a monthly income. It's not a weekly. This is stable. It's current. But it's not a lot of money, and so you do have to make some adjustments and some sacrifices here and there as you go. So what I'm saying to you, to those that are living on a fixed income, those that are, my age, that are afraid to put themselves out there like that. You know, uh, don't do that. Don't be afraid of that, because if you take the proper steps, you can live and survive and still have maybe a little money left over. Because what this does for you is it puts you on a regiment. You see, you actually, there's a built-in budget in doing it this way. And the built-in budget is because everything is already authorized, the payments, and then you don't pay, a whole lot of money for each payment on a credit card, for instance. You pay the minimum balance. And so what that does is keep your credit current. It keeps it, so in the eyes of the creditor, it keeps you in good sight, in good standing with them, you know. And so I pay the minimum. Now, a lot of people tell you not to pay the minimum on credit cards, but try to pay over so you can pay the card off. I am paying my cards off. And so what I'm doing is shuffling out cards that I've already paid down, the lower cards that I paid down the debt, the balance for. I shuffle those in and use them, and then take out the ones that I had been using, previously. And so then I start paying on that one. And so I keep them in a sense of, always in a state of usefulness. And so that's also good for me personally, to have this kind of stability. It is a stable place to stand. It might not be a wealthy place to stand, but it is pretty stable. And so I'm just trying to do this to help people. That's all I want to do. I'll give you suggestions. It's up to you if you do them or not. You don't have to, but if you find this helpful, I would appreciate it if you would come back and just give me some feedback. What you think about what I said, and is it working for you? It's good to always hear, that something that you did helped someone. And so, with that being said, I just want to say this, God has called me to try to help others. And so that's what I'm trying to do here. What I want to do is to give you information that's useful, that can help you. That's all. That's all I want to do. And so, with that being said, I'm going to conclude this video. I tried to upload a previous video and they said it was too long, so I'm going to try to cut this one a little short. And I'll be back, because again, this is my fresh content. And I'll be back, with more information, hopefully useful information that could help you. So, goodbye.